I have some more questions that came in. Want to go ahead and take this opportunity to answer them. Here's another one. After more than a month of no issues with drinking, he breaks my heart again. He refuses to answer my calls, my texts, no idea of where he is. I'm laying in bed watching a movie with my 7-year-old. I'm 4 months pregnant, trying to stay calm, and all I want to do is bawl my eyes out. Holy cow. First of all, I can't tell you how much I empathize with you of feeling alone in that. And I'm sorry you're going through that. Wow. So the question is, how do I set boundaries and take care of myself? That one chokes me up. Well, first of all, the fact that you're reaching out and asking questions tells me that you are open to the answer and you genuinely want to heal this relationship, to take care of your 7-year-old, to take care of your soon-to-be child, and how to protect the sanctity of this family, to help be the support, the love, and everything needed that goes with the family. And so this is so tough because abandonment hits so many issues that goes back to our first earliest childhood memory all the way up to present. And so again, it comes down to awareness. I don't want to cut the emotional aspect out and just go straight to solution. So I'm trying to kind of juggle both at the same time, but being aware of these emotions and kind of logically processing them, as weird as that sounds, I call it external processing. So you actually already started doing it when you composed this question. We allow ourselves to actually dive through this emotional aspect and go through the different levels of what exactly is going on. Ideally, we want to look at, well, what need is not being met? And I know, and speaking from a positive human psychology aspect, certainty is one of the core needs. That safety, that certainty, that dependability, that you'll have a roof over your head, different things. And whether consciously or unconsciously, it hits on this by externally processing and going, okay, well, what are my fears? Well, if he leaves, what's going to happen? Or if something bad happens to him, how am I going to raise kids? So as weird as it sounds, just having this conversation out loud, or even better, with a sponsor in Al-Anon, with a friend who's close to you, who you can just emotionally dump on and they're not going to judge you, a therapist, being able to just talk out loud. A lot of the times we're able to start identifying, oh, here's the need or the fear that's actually being met. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is what I think the problem is. But as I get down to it, the real issue is, oh my gosh. And deep down inside, a lot of the times we think, what could I have done different? Or what's my part in this? Where a lot of the times, almost always, it's not necessarily me. That's how crazy this addiction is. And so of setting some boundaries is taking time to write down, what do you need for you and your child, especially in the pregnancy aspect of, what do I need to feel safe to get this need of certainty met? Who can I rely on that will be there? And who are some other aspects that I can go ahead and engage with to understand this healing process of my own emotional state, regardless of whether this person surfaces or not. And then when they do surface, of sitting down and having a difficult conversation, and this part's really tough. I was just talking with a client the other day. It's more of a stoicism approach, but there's a saying that says, easy choices make a hard life, but hard choices make an easy life. And so how that pertains here is those difficult conversations many times we're too scared to have or don't know how to have, leads to this difficult part when the person comes back. And so when they do, to really sit down, make that commitment and say, we're gonna have a difficult conversation, but I'm gonna need some certainty of what this looks like. So if you do choose to stay, how we're able to all benefit from that. If you do choose to go, how we're able to set some boundaries around that. So I know that's kind of a more vague answer to that question, but I'm hoping that at least you got some different aspects. And also there's a few questions back, I forget the person, but it was a very similar thing. Let me see. How to set boundaries and how to work through this emotional aspect. So I want to leave you with that, with setting those boundaries, taking care of self. It's like the old saying, when you're flying on an airplane and they say, hey, if something bad happens and the oxygen drops down, you got to put it over yourself first before you go around and try to put it on your kids and the rest of your family. Because if you don't have oxygen, you can't do anything for anyone else. And so this is what I call the healthy selfish. of really looking internally and saying, what do I need? What's the oxygen I need to make sure I'm okay so I can take care of my kids in these other situations? I'm hoping that helps.